Hello and welcome to a demonstration of how to enter attendance in SAS when you have the students in your class doing different things on a particular day. So some examples would be nursing students on preceptorship. They work different shifts, so someday on a particular day most of your students will be doing a preceptorship shift, but some won't be. Or alternatively, in the business program, because it's continuing entry, you will have students in the same class of, say, computerized business applications. You'll have students who are just starting, and you will have students who finished it and are now out doing a practicum. So you want to be able to record that 3 of your students were in the classroom doing their work, and 1 of them was out doing a practicum. The other example would be in construction programs. It may be that a couple of your students are off doing practicum experience while the rest are in class learning things. Okay, so log into SAS, under Program Admin, Add Edit Display Attendance, or under Student Admin, Add Edit Display Attendance. They both take you to the same place. We don't enter attendance at the course level, we enter it at the program level. Click on Enter Attendance. This shows you the programs that you are set up to be an instructor for in SAS. Okay. If you find that you're missing something here, Contact System Administrator will always show you the person to contact to get set up for the courses you need, or the programs you need, sorry. Okay, so in our example, we're going to use this one right here, this program. When you click in it, you're going to see that you see the current week. You see one of these for each day from Sunday to Saturday. So this is actually February 5th all the way to February 11th. And this shows up until Monday night, and then the next week is going to show, this shows up Monday morning, and it shows up for the previous Sunday all the way till Saturday. Okay, and it stays there until about midnight on Sunday. So you have lots of time to do your entries. Okay, so one thing I'm going to say is, even if you have no classes, there is one of these days set up. Basically every day in the entire program, one of these exists, and you need to enter something for every single one of them, even if there is no class. So in this example, this is a Sunday. In our example, we're going to say there are no classes. You still have to go in and say, no classes today, scroll down and hit submit. That way, we'll be able to differentiate between there was no class that day versus you just haven't entered the attendance yet. Okay? If you don't do that step, people checking attendance won't know if it's missing attendance information or no classes. Now, after you've done that step, if you go back in, you'll see that nothing changes on here and there is no way to know that you entered it. But so if you're ever in doubt, you can go ahead and enter it again, but it doesn't save anything so you'll know it's entered. You're just going to have to kind of know that you've done it. Okay, so now for our Monday example, let's say that we are supervising a preceptorship, and these are our 3 students on preceptorship. And we're going to say that Wilma and Betty both had 12-hour preceptorship shifts. Bam Bam was off today. He didn't have any preceptorship work that he had to do. Now in previous demos, you've seen that up here you use this to auto-fill some things. Those only work when everyone in the class is doing the same thing on the same day. However, for our example now, that is no longer the case. We've got students doing different things on the same day. So this default button, mixed hour types, that's the one you're going to leave it on. And then you're going to go down and fill out what each student did this day. So Wilma Flintstone, for our example, let's say that Wilma was supposed to do a 12-hour preceptorship shift. So you're going to highlight, or you're going to delete what's in there, and you're going to put in 12 hours because that's what she's expected to work. Her actual hours, she did work 12 hours. And then you're going to tab. I'm moving through these by tabbing, by the way. You're going to tab to the preceptorship box, and you're going to say yes. That's what tells SAS that she was supposed to do 12 hours of preceptorship. She did 12 hours, and it was preceptorship. It's that tells it was a preceptorship hour. Okay. And again, I'm tabbing into Betty Rubble. Again, she was scheduled for a 12-hour shift. Let's say she let's say she missed a little bit of her shift. So let's say she was 15 minutes late and you are aware of that and you want to record that. So normally you would put in the decimals. So 11.75 because she missed 15 minutes, so a quarter of an hour. There are only 3 decimal points, or there are only 3 spaces, so you can't actually put 11.75. So you can put 11.7 or 11.8, however you want to round it off. Okay? And then you again tab through and you say that's a preceptorship hour. Now, Bam Bam was not scheduled to do any preceptorship that day, so you just leave him blank, and SAS is not going to record any preceptorship hours for him because he didn't do any, and he wasn't expected to do any. So this is all perfectly accurate. And if there's anything you want to write about it, you can do this here. Let's say she was late due to a medical appointment. You could put that in there, and that only shows up on her record. Okay? If there was anything in particular about this whole day that needed to be written down, this could be up here. Let's say it was, I don't know, bad weather or lots of people were sick, or I've seen all sorts of different notes that instructors want about the whole, that apply to everyone. So this, any note you put up here applies to everyone. Any note you put in here applies just to that student. So I'm going to submit that. And when you go back in and look at it, it looks exactly the way you'd expect it to look. Exactly what you entered is there. Okay, now one thing you'll notice, I can use the back button to go back to my list of the 7 days. So now let's go into do another example. Let's make this an example of, let's say this is a business class, and Wilma started this class before these other students did. These 2 students are still in class working away on learning their Microsoft Office courses, but Wilma is out on a practicum. Again, because they're all doing different things, none of these buttons up here are relevant. These shortcuts won't work for this scenario. So for Wilma, you're going to click in this button, delete what's there, and you're going to put 8 hours, and she was there for 8 hours, and this was practicum. This is assuming she was doing an 8-hour practicum. Okay? And then I'm tabbing through to the next one. So Betty was in class for 4 hours. And I'm not going to click any of these boxes here because SAS assumes classroom hours unless one of these columns here is clicked. Okay? So now Bam Bam, we're going to say he was supposed to be in class for 4 hours, but for whatever reason, he was actually only there for 3.5. Okay? So that is how you would record that. And in fact, if you were teaching if you're in a construction program and a couple of students are off doing practicums, you would do it the same way. Okay? So these the check mark in the clinical box is specifically limited to the healthcare programs where they're doing work in a clinical setting. The preceptorship is limited to healthcare programs. The practicum can be used for construction programs or for business programs or for any other program. Community support worker as well, where there are actual practicums that happen. Okay, thank you. So, and then you submit it, and that's it. So thank you for watching this demonstration. And if you have any questions about how you would enter it, contact your campus manager or system administrator, and we'll help you sort out any questions you might have. Thanks.